Alright, how's it going, everyone? I'm about to discuss the patch notes with you guys real quick. I just have some gameplay in the background just so you guys have something to watch, but let's go ahead and talk about this patch that's going to come out on May 9th. So I'll be honest with you right here. Most of the patch is really just bug fixes, like visual glitches, other small things like that. So I'm not even going to discuss those things because they're really not going to change anything in the gameplay aspect of the game. So I'm only going to really talk about the really the few small changes they made. I mean, before anyone knew what this patch was going to be, there was a lot of speculation of, you know, what some core mechanics changed, maybe like super dash and vanishing, or maybe, you know, something else, reflecting, you know, tagging in your partner using a bar, if they'll make that better or worse. Maybe address some of the defensive options. I mean, there was a lot of speculation, and so I'm only going to go over the things that might possibly affect the game, or will affect the game. I'm not really going to go over too much of the small gameplay issues, or bug issues. So I don't think those are very interesting or worth talking about. And of course I'll let you guys know my opinion on these things. And feel free to discuss how you feel in the comments below. So first off, before I go into gameplay stuff, just a few changes that will affect the game. There's going to be a Fighter Z Cup game mode. So people in their specific unions can fight and collect points for their union in order to, I don't know, hope they don't specify, but hopefully there's some prizes, you know, some titles, some zenny, something like that. Another game mode is Party Battle. Seems pretty fun. If you have some friends, you could, up to 3 people can go ahead and face bosses. I'm guessing they're, you know, like AI bosses, so it's not going to be, you know, for me it's not really something I care about, like facing the AI, but maybe some other players really enjoy that. So, you know, for those of you who enjoy that, that seems like a cool thing. It's a small thing, the replay, all your replays are going to go away, the ones prior to the patch, so make sure if there's anything you want to save, you save those. So then, okay, small like fixes to the combo challenge, small fixes to training mode, you know, nothing that's gonna really change it much. Small fix to story mode, no big deal. Gameplay changes, like character specific, okay. So most characters, so there's only a few really kind of big deal changes with the characters. I mean, there's small ones here and there, like modifying damage on this move, like for some like Vegeta SSGS, you know, modifying damage for several key blasts. Like, you know, it's not going to change anything on Vegeta, so it's not really worth discussing. So there are some like small things like that I'll mention, but really no real buffs to Vegeta, Super Saiyan God. Just small fixes. Broly, if anything, they kind of nerfed him. The opponent doesn't wall bounce after his gigantic strike in the corner anymore. It's an issue. You could counter his jumping down heavy attack with the 2H now because it won't have armor for that. So like for Broly, it seems like if anything he got kind of nerfed. Beerus, the only real buff he got was that his down medium attack has less recovery frames. You know, nothing that's really gonna make Beerus any better than he is right now, unfortunately. So Krillin has a small buff. I mean, it's kind of big for Krillin players because his assist, I mean, yeah, the beam is nice, but like, it's such a fast-paced game. It's really hard to just sit there and like eat the beam as an assist when really what you need is someone like, you know, if you have a Krillin assist versus a Vegeta assist, it's like, you know, who cares about the beam? Like, look how good Vegeta assist is, right? So some things they change is like, now instead of like, every time you have a sliver of blue health, you're gonna get the beam. Now, it's always gonna be the rock unless you're holding left. So I'm guessing if you're holding the block button while the assist comes out, you'll get the beam, but if not, you'll get the rock. I mean, the rock sucks, but they say they're gonna increase the hit stun and the block stun of the rock, so depending on how much they increase it, it could be a decent assist for me. I don't think it'll be a great assist, because you can still super dash through it. It's like a really crappy Vegeta assist, yeah, basically. But maybe for like point Krillin teams, like it'll make Krillin more viable when he's like in the second slot of your team or something like that. So I'm excited to see that as a Krillin player who used to play Krillin until I switched to Frieza just to make my life even worse. I think Krillin's a good player, a good player on his own. I think he's a decent player. I'm saying player, decent character. Nappa, they lowered his damage scaling on his invincible move. That's about it. No real big things there. Yamcha, just a visual good. Ginyu, little glitches. So Frieza, hit, nothing. Frieza, his 2H got slightly buffed in terms of, and I agree with this change. Basically before, if an opponent was really close to Frieza, but just off the ground, the 2H just wouldn't have a good hitbox there. Like, opponents that were like about to jump attack you, you couldn't 2H them. It was like Krillin's 2H. Oh, that's another thing. I wish they buffed Krillin's 2H, but... or his jab, but his jab in terms of like the reach of his jab is like disgustingly bad. But of course they didn't do that. But Frieza's 2H, the inner hitbox of his 2H got buffed, so that's good. But other than that, that's all that got buffed on Frieza. Or changed, really. So, I mean, I still think he's gonna be like a really hard to use, like no one wants to use character. Why would you use him if you have like Cell, you know? Even though I love Frieza from the TV series, so of course I have to use him. Piccolo, nothing. Okay, Android 18 lowered her command grab damage. I don't know why. I don't think that was necessary at all. I don't think she needed to be touched. I think she was a great character. I think she's a solid character with a solid assist. Like, why lower her command grab damage on her light command grab? I don't get it, but, you know. Whatever, apparently the developers felt like that was something that was a big deal. Alright, Android 16. So here's a huge change, okay. Android 16, his Dynamite Driver, which is the move that allows him to get a hard knockdown without using any meter. You'll still be able to hard knockdown them, but you can recover from the ground. So you can like up tech, you could down tech. You know, you have options after a hard knockdown. Of course, the level 3 hard knockdown will still be untechable, but his meterless hard knockdown will not be a thing anymore. So I think this is pretty big in terms of a nerf for Android 16. Like, I don't think, like, we were already not seeing much Android 16s in like top 8s or like in tournaments as much as maybe initially there was in the game, but now, in my opinion, I think Android 16 is not top tier anymore. I think he's still a solid character. I think he's still really good. He's just not as good as Cell and Kid Buu. I mean, what can I say? He still has good damage, he still has good options. still has good armor moves. But to say he's like top tier, no, not at all. And I think we'll be seeing a lot less people use him after this. But like I said, I still think he's better than most of the cast. Which the rest of the cast needs some buffs, but they haven't got him. Alright, so Vegeta assist. So a lot of people were wondering if they're going to address this, if they're going to nerf it, how much were they going to nerf it. So the nerf is that Vegeta's assist will have less block stun. So as far as I'm concerned, that means his hit stun will still be the same, it'll still be easy to convert off of. You still can't super dash through like once you're blocking his assist. It's just after assist is done, there's less block stun. So I mean, in terms of the nerf, I really don't think this is going to change much. I think everyone will still be running Anchor Vegeta because his assist, I mean, will still be way better than any other character. I mean, what makes his assist broken is how long it lasts and the angle of attack, like how much of the screen it covers and how it's hard to hit him out of his assist because of where he is on the screen. I think we won't see much changes in team diversity in terms of an anchor character. It'll still be like 100 Vegetas, and I don't blame anyone. He's the best assist by far. Alright, Adult Gohan, another slight nerf. People are wondering how much they'll nerf him, if they would even nerf him. So his down light attack, it scales like a normal light attack. It doesn't scale like a medium attack, which I think is good. I don't know why it did. Heavy version of the ultimate back attack. So his his elbow drop attack. And you can now ground recover from it, so there won't be a hard knockdown state. I think that's another good thing. And the big thing here is that his EX machine gun kick will not be plus anymore. So right now it's +2, and that's what a lot of people use after when they don't have any more assists. But that will actually not be plus anymore. I don't know if they don't specify how much they're reducing the frame advantage by, whether it's +1 or 0 or negative. But we'll see. But any reduction, I think, was a good thing, because I mean that move, the way it works, should not have worked like that. You're basically an infinite box stun if someone used it. And you weren't using a small character. Kid Buu, no real changes, even though he's top tier as hell. Andrew 21, no real changes. I think she still has her infinite. They don't talk about infinite at all. Tingon, nothing. Gotenks, small nerf, it looks like. I said they fixed an issue where the hitbox of his assist remains once he leaves the screen, so maybe like a shorter duration on his assist. I don't know. Fixed an issue where its assist can forcefully put an already mid-air opponent position back to the ground. So maybe they fixed his restand ability with his assist. So I mean, maybe Sonic Fox won't be using him anymore. I don't know. We'll see. That sucks that they nerfed Gotenks, to be honest. I think they nerfed his assist more than Vegeta's assist, almost. Sadly, even though he was kind of like the alternative to Vegeta. So Cell, another character that people were wondering about, well, he's perfect. He didn't get anything really. His Psychokinesis Crash, I'm guessing it's his command grab. Adjusted so that attack no longer appears behind an opponent character. I don't even know what that means. But it doesn't sound like there's much of a change with him. Kind of small, nothing meaningful. Goku Black, they talk about his medium and heavy fierce god kick will no longer locks down even a knocked out opponent. I don't know what that means, to be fair. They just say make adjustment. There's nothing specific about it. I don't think it's gonna be a big deal. So now when it comes to other changes, like not character specific, Just a lot of small issues. I'm just reading through this real quick. Small bugs. So the only real things that might affect gameplay will be okay. So increase the duration of throw invincibility for both air and ground backdash. So if anything, they buff. I guess they slightly buff backdashes to throws. I don't know how much that will affect the game. I think backdash is already a great option in the game. I don't think throws were really stopping backdashes in the first place. So, okay, small gameplay change there, right? They made it harder to execute Z-Reflect for the second time in succession. So I guess people who weren't timing their Z-Reflex and were like spamming it, they only wanted it once, but they'll get it multiple times. It'll help those people. But sometimes you do need like successive Z-Reflex for characters like Goku Black who have like light auto combo, or characters like Cell and Gohan, Adult Gohan, who have like a long 2M. A lot of times you do need to reflect twice, so I don't know. Hopefully you're still able to do that if you need to.
Get ready. Let's go. I'm gonna enjoy this.
Fix an issue. Yeah, I mean those two are really the only real issues that they addressed. Yeah, so just overall my thoughts, this should not be called a balance patch, this should just be called a bug patch in my opinion. Other than the Android 16 and Adult Gohan nerfs, which I like, I think without addressing Kid Buu and Cell and Vegeta, it just kind of makes their nerfs feel like too much of a nerf, because I don't know, to be honest. They did not buff any of the bad characters at all, in my opinion. Like enough to warrant anyone picking anyone up. I mean, I guess to them everything seems balanced in this game, but for me, in my opinion, I think there's clear characters that are so good to play that there's really no, you would be stupid to play any other character. You would just be someone who enjoys either working insanely hard or enjoys like, yeah, I don't know. There was a lot of talk before this patch if they were gonna maybe nerf the top tiers, buff the low tiers, vice versa, a combination of the two, and for the most part it doesn't look like they did much of anything. The crap characters are still kind of crap in my opinion. And you know, there was a lot of speculation of gameplay mechanic changes, such as maybe some adjustments to Super Dash, because at the moment it is a little, I think offline apparently it's a lot easier to punish, but online it's kind of the king of online. It's really scrubby, but it's really effective. I was hoping maybe the startup of Super Dash might be a little longer, so it's easier to punish with the 2H. Maybe like the air movements and the attacks after you block a Super Dash, they could kind of tweak so it's not so annoying with people jumping after Super Dash is blocked or backdashing. And like Super Dashing people in the air doesn't do anything. I don't know, there's just, it's just, I like the mechanic because of Dragon Ball. It makes the game Dragon Ball. But I also think it kind of ruins neutral. But if you could just punish it a little easier, I think it would make a lot of difference. That's just me, that's just my opinion. You could agree or disagree. Vanish, I don't think it should be plus on block. They didn't address that at all. That's fine. I mean, you could backdash. There's ways to deal with it. But no changes there. Some other things I was hoping they would address is like calling an assist during a dragon punch, like a DP. Like, I don't think you should be able to call an assist if the opponent blocks your DP, or be allowed to vanish if they block your DP. I think once you DP, unless the DP lands, you could vanish and do a combo, but if it doesn't land, I think you should be fully punished, you know? Just like any other fighting game. Especially with this game and how little defensive options are, having a DP is like incredible. It makes like someone like Vegeta really good, because of like without his DP I think it'd be completely trash. Not completely trash, but you know, he would just be like any other character. But what really separates him besides his assist is having a DP, you know? Let's see, what else? Yeah, I don't know. I guess there are things I was hoping to see, some changes I was hoping to see so that I could get back online and enjoy playing the game without so much scrubby nuttiness. Which is fine, like overall. I mean, I still do well. I'll still win the majority of my games. But it's just frustrating sometimes when you face some people who are just like, kind of abuse some of the mechanics in this game. It is what it is, I guess. I'm for the most part, I'm disappointed of this patch. I do not think it balances the game. I think you'll still see what you see right now in tournaments. In the top tiers will still be the same. The character diversity will still be non-existent. Yeah, those are my thoughts. I was really looking forward to playing online again. I don't know. Just get some refreshing, like see some new characters, face some new people. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see once the patch comes out. Maybe things will be different, you know. But those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think about this. Pretty disappointed, but please feel free to share your opinion in the comments. If you guys enjoyed, hopefully it was informative. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for staying with me. I know this channel is really small, but you know, I really appreciate all the support you guys give. You know, the likes, subscribing, it really means a lot to me. And I'm really thankful, so thank you guys very much. I'll see you guys on my next video. Peace out.